Good morning, folks. So the question is, do we take the wife's Expedition? Do we take the GMC Denali? Do we take the F450? Or do we take the 2023 Chevy Silverado Z71 with the 3-liter Duramax diesel Trail Boss truck? Let's take this one. So before we get any further, let's talk about the window sticker on this truck. First of all, this truck has the 3-liter baby Duramax. It produces 305 horsepower, 495 pound-feet of torque, and it is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. Again, 2023 Chevy Silverado LT Trail Boss 4-wheel drive. Exterior is red hot. You know I love my reds. Interior is jet black. All right, let's see what this truck is equipped with. So it's got all your typical stuff. This has the Z71 off-road package, which is going to give it the 2-inch lift, monotube shocks, skid plates, hill descent control, heavy-duty air filter, has StabiliTrak for trailer sway control and hill start assist, Goodyear Wrangler Duratrac tires. This has the trailering package with hitch guidance, has brake pad wear indicators, which is actually kind of cool, has the auto-locking rear differential, 2-speed transfer case. Over here, let's see what we got here. 12.3-inch diagonal driver information center, and it has the 13.4-inch front infotainment system with Google built in. That is super, super cool. OnStar as well. 120-volt power outlet in the cargo bed. Plus, it has one up front in the center console, USB ports, keyless entry, start and lock features, push-button start, remote rear seat reminder, dual-zone climate control, has heated front seats with the center console, 10-way power driver's seat, Z71 all-weather floor mats, the corner rear steps, which is super nice, all LED stuff going on here, LED reflector headlamps. It actually has projector headlamps with reflector high beams, so that is kind of cool. Has the LED signature daytime running lamps, which I believe are the really cool kind of design that come on whenever you walk up to the truck or you unlock it. Has the red recovery hooks. Alright, so what features does this truck have, or optional features? Duramax engine is a $2,590 feature. The hard tonneau cover is $1,250. Off-road high clearance steps, so those are the running boards on the sides. Protection package, spray and bed liner, and wheelhouse liners, for the back at least. Front bucket seats with center consoles, a $620 upgrade. Has the multi-flex tailgate, which we are currently doing this on, and that's $445. Not equipped with the steering wheel lock. I think that's more of a parts thing, but you get a $50 credit for that. Gross vehicle weight rating is 7,200 pounds. Rear axle rating of 323. So yeah, this is designed more for fuel economy. You know, it'll be able to tow. It has a decent number. It's the same rear axle ratio we have on the GMC, but this truck is certainly going to be really, really great in terms of fuel economy. All right, overall price. Total option $6,685. Vehicle and option $62,985 plus a $1,795 destination charge, $64,780 for this truck. A lot of 5-star ratings here. This fuel economy number of 22 miles per gallon average, 21 city, 23 highway, in my opinion, is grossly inaccurate. I mean, like, horribly inaccurate. This truck gets so much better fuel economy than what this number shows. It's the first time I've ever had a truck where what I'm actually able to get under normal driving, at least with the GMC, and I'm sure this truck is no different, is superior to what the EPA actually gives it in terms of a rating. Average on my truck that I've been getting is like 24, 25 in the city, 27 to 30 on the highway. So fuel economy is much better than what I typically see here. Now, again, this may be different for the area that you live in, so keep that in mind. The fuel economy numbers where you live may be much, much better or much, much worse. So let's always factor that into account. But yeah, very, very cool truck. Okay, so now we are driving this 2023 Chevy Silverado 1500 Trail Boss Z71 four-wheel drive LT truck. It's a mouthful with the 3-liter LZO Duramax diesel engine. I'm starting to notice more things are apparent in terms of the differences between the Chevy and the GMC. The first one is the placement of the air conditioning vents. So the vents are on the side of the navigation screen on the Chevy, whereas they're on the top of the navigation screen on the GMC. And that's one of the reasons why the GMC does not have a glass holder spot up here. So yeah, I'm just kind of interestingly noticing how Chevy and GMC do things a little differently. Of course, the center stack here is pretty much the same, just different placement. So the piano keys right here are below the air conditioning controls on the GMC, whereas they're above them on the Chevy. Aside from that, most of the information, everything you're looking at is pretty much the same. The startup screen, though, is really cool, and I kind of struggled to get it to pop up on me when I was doing the initial videos, but whenever I get an opportunity, I'm going to show you what that looks like, because, yeah, both the GMC and Chevy do it differently, especially with the Trail Boss package. This one has a really, really cool startup screen that kind of animates this really awesome off-road scene across both of the main screens here. But yeah, the only other interesting thing notably driving this that's like different than the GMC that we have is the ride height, as well as that cowling right there certainly sticks up significantly higher than the normal hood would. I'm talking about significantly. It's actually a pretty large bulge right in the middle of the hood. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that. I think it looks nice, but it's a bit of a distraction whenever you're driving. Again, it looks really nice. Some people may not care. But yeah, it just sticks up a bit. Aside from that, I love all the high gloss plastics that are throughout here. The trim work looks absolutely beautiful. Has a really nice interior, and to be honest with you, it's very reminiscent of the Denali that we have. So, you know, I can't really say anything negative about it. From a ride perspective, the truck has very good ride characteristics. I'm going to say it's a bit bouncier per se than the Denali, whereas the Denali feels a little firmer. It feels like it soaks up bumps a little bit more effortlessly, whereas the Chevy feels that it's a bit, again, bouncier when you go over bumps. It's not rough, it's not a bad ride at all, it's just a little different. I got my wife here with me as well. What do you think so far from a ride perspective?
Right now it feels smooth to me. I know when we went down the bumpy road, I see what you're saying where it's bouncier, but it's a soft bounce, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's dampened. It's not like, it's not real firm. It's not like driving like in the F450 or a heavy duty truck. Like even the Ram, when we had that one recently, it felt jarring, and it was a 3/4 ton. It wasn't even a 1 ton. But this one, like I said, it doesn't feel as smooth per se. Well, I don't know the best way to describe this. It doesn't feel as dampened as the Denali. The Denali feels like it has less movement when you go over bumps. This one feels like it bounces a little bit more, but it soaks it up. Right? Is that how you'd probably say it as well?
Right. It's a soft bounce, but it's not a rough ride at all. It's, you know, it's smooth. Like, you know, like that was a bump right there that we went over, and you could feel the bump, of course. But yeah, it's the Denali is a little more cushionier.
Yeah.
Has more cushion, but it is still soft, but you can feel it more, definitely.
So the seats in this truck are cloth. They're not leather, and this is a Chevy, and they have good side bolstering. I'm honestly going to say I think these seats feel more comfortable than the seats in our Denali. I mean, how do you feel about the seats so far?
It feels good. It feels comfortable. The seat feels good. It's not a power seat like our Denali, but it feels cushiony. It actually feels a little softer, I guess, because it's not leather.
Yeah, the cloth to me actually is pretty dang comfortable. You know, I know that folks tend to like leather, especially in a luxury equipped truck, but these don't feel bad. I mean, they actually, in my opinion, they cradle my sides a little bit better than the leather seats do in the Denali. They're a pretty comfortable seat in all honesty.
Yeah, they are. I do like cloth seats better because they are softer and they sort of hug you better. But I also like the leather, but it depends on what type.
Yeah, like the leather that we have in our Fords feels, I'm going to say, plusher. It doesn't feel as firm, but that's all in really how the seats are engineered, how the manufacturers decide to do it. And GM tends to lean more towards the firm side, but they're comfortable. I mean, the seats definitely are supportive.
Yeah, very comfortable.
What do you think about the layout inside of this versus the Denali that we have?
it's very similar, but like you said, the vents are a little, the vents are in a different area, and of course the dash right here is a little bit different. It's a very pretty truck.
And it's easy to move from one to the other and still recognize where everything is, right? Like the AC controls,
Right.
the little piano keys, the navigation, all of it is so similar that if you did have a Chevy and a GMC, it wouldn't be that difficult to transition out of one vehicle into the other and feel right at home.
Right. This one is a little higher when I was getting in and, you know, stepping on the step side. But it is a little bit higher. Not too much, but it's a little higher.
But yeah, you definitely can tell the height difference in both of these trucks. This is far closer in terms of height to what it feels like in the F450, I think.
It looks like it has a lot of legroom back there, though.
Yep,
Very
definitely.
pretty truck. Very nice.
Yeah, this is probably a truck that we would have gotten if it were available when we bought our Denali. I mean, they're both beautiful trucks, and we were really looking for a truck in kind of a mid-package, which this is, with that 3-liter LZO Duramax diesel, which this truck has. But, you know, this is from the manufacturer, so it's obvious that they have it, but dealerships may not have the truck yet. Overall, though, the ride's nice. It's compliant. It feels good. Those Wrangler tires, you can hear them a little bit. I'm going to say there is definitely a little bit more tire noise, but they're not loud. They're not obnoxious. We can easily carry on a conversation without the tire noise, you know, being any type of an intrusive, bothering noise. All right, but yeah, we're gonna keep driving this truck. We're gonna have it for a week, so we'll definitely put some miles on it and see what we think. The big one for me is going to be to monitor fuel economy. I really want to see how the fuel economy on this stacks up, mainly because it's a little bit taller. So it's got the same gear ratio, it's got the same transmission, same engine, almost the same number of miles actually, and it's going to be really interesting to see what type of fuel economy we get out of a Chevy, which has a little bit different form in terms of aerodynamics, as well as a truck that sits up a little bit taller, because it's roughly 2 inches taller than the GMC that we have. So I anticipate fuel economy is going to be very similar, though, but we'll just have to find out whenever we put more miles on the truck. Anyways, guys, I sure hope you enjoyed this video. I love getting my wife's feedback on a lot of this, because oftentimes she will give me a perspective on things that I just don't think about. You know, I drive so many trucks that oftentimes you start not thinking about certain things. And, you know, from a ride characteristic perspective, I know what I'm looking for, but that may not be the same thing that everyone else is looking for. So it's always great to get additional feedback and a perspective from other folks, and I love my wife's feedback when she provides it. Anyways, guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll be back to talk to you again real soon.
See you later, guys.